When I first moved to Dubai, we didn't have the choice of ready-made clothing, high street brands, and big malls. We generally shopped at smaller boutiques, and as a result, we ended up buying less. The consumerism that we see now with all of our very many brands available is pretty huge, and you're constantly shopping for new things despite the fact that you might have them and you forget you have them because you have so much stuff, right? So in the context of COP28 and everything the world is doing for its environment, and the fact that many historic pledges and moves were made towards protecting our climate and curbing the climate change that we're seeing, one of the aspects of this is sustainability and the net zero program that many of the fashion brands do run, and many of the fashion brands are looking to move towards. I think this is going to be a big area in the future. There is going to have to be much more accountability by fashion brands in our world. And in fact, I was talking to an energy lawyer in India the other day who was telling me the same thing, and how she does a significant amount of work crafting out the relevant bits and pieces to provide for moving towards this net zero sustainability. So when I say sustainability in the fashion industry, what is it exactly that I mean? So sustainable clothing really uses biodegradable materials and fibers. It tends to be of a nature where there has been very limited pesticide or fertilizer use, and it also therefore ends up in the overall reduction of carbon footprint. When you open your app sometimes I look at the Zara app, which is a great funky app, and you will see below in the description that the composition of the material has been through, sustainable means, or it's been sourced in a particular way. And I think Zara takes all of this responsibility quite seriously, and actually in every single item generally has some sort of description. And then there are other major luxury fashion brands, I would say, like Stella McCartney and others. Of course, Stella McCartney has always been a pioneer in the fashion industry because she does not use real leather, and she has always taken a view on using sort of sustainable fabrics and things like that. So I think the fashion industry also needs to be accountable for where we are going with our world and the difficulties that we will have in the future, or our future generations, in relation to climate change. And so the one thing I did want to also highlight is the fact that whilst a lot of brands do say they are sustainable and perhaps they are making a move towards it, I'm not sure the move is fast enough. And because of the lack of legislation around this, there is a lack of transparency. So the brand might project itself in a particular way as doing a lot for the environment or having sustainable fabrics and things like that, but sometimes the messaging may not be as clear as you and me would like it to be, or for them to be truly accountable. And that's probably also one of the other changes that I would advocate. Ask for transparency. I think that we as a population would be more committed to a brand, or buying from a brand, or buying even less and less, until such time as brands can say, yes, we confirm that we are using everything very sustainably and we are being transparent about it, and this is how we go about acquiring our fabric, and this is our supply chain, etc., etc. We all play a big part in it. The more I buy, the more I'm probably affecting the environment, and we need to be aware of our responsibilities too. Obviously, that's a lot to ask at this point, but I think that is really where the change will trigger and where the changes will really start to happen, and we'll start to see them in real time and real life.